Starcrrest The G.
Peace and blessings as always. This is Starcrest The G coming at you again. I'm going to try to take this from the dome, but I'm going to revisit that video about black extraterrestrials. But before I go into all that, I got to give a couple of shout outs. First and foremost, my shout out goes to my young brother, aka Red Gold Legend of Rail Tune. Yesterday was his birthday. Young brother celebrated 12 years of life. Yeah, brother, keep on going. Don't stop till you get enough, and never be satisfied so you don't get enough, so don't stop. All right, you're always in my heart. I love you, brother. Second shout out is to a YouTuber goes by the tag of Do That G Walk. Yo, couldn't been better said. Do that G Walk, brother. Keep doing it. This is Starcrrest The G. Give me a young shout out. Give me a little shout out. Say what's happening. All right, now, as far as the subject of black extraterrestrial goes, okay, it's what I said in the last video. You can go look at it about the black extraterrestrials. I made 1, 2, and 3, so I guess this could be the next episode. However, I got some music that I'm gonna be adding to this here. My cousin, from Florida, Master E, great mixologist. He made, a little beat for me to put on my stuff so I don't have to get in any trouble on YouTube on copyrights and stuff like that, which I haven't at this point. But that music I had, I just couldn't keep playing it, y'all. Now, as far as the subject of black extraterrestrials go, okay, I'm going to start with World War II. All right, the end of the World War II, it was Germany mainly against America. And we had allies. The American allies, I think, were England. Don't quote me on this. I believe the American allies were England and France. And Germany was teamed up with Italy and Japan. Okay, now we're going to look at all these countries. And we're going to say, who are they mainly headed by? These countries are headed mainly by Europeans. Okay, with the exception of Japan. But the Japanese, no disrespect, if you let them tell it, they white guys too, they Europeans too, but we know they not. At the end of that war, you'll find out that, America gave Japan a certain amount of time, to come in and sign a treaty. They didn't make it in time, whatever, thus the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. Okay? Now, but let's look at that from outside the box. We have no stake in it. Let's look at it as if we was God. And we're going to sit there and say, well, wow, what's different about these Japanese who were assisting the main player, which was Hitler? Why did they drop the bombs on them and instead of, set up an outpost somewhere and drop the bombs on Germany? Okay, well, I just happen to see that the only non-European power in that incident was Japan. Really? Now, I'm not saying Japanese are black to that degree, but I'm saying these were the only black folks in the race, so they dropped the bomb on them, letting them know, we don't care who you side with. We gonna get you. We gotta clean this up. Okay, secondly, right after the end of that war, and I know you're saying, what this got to do with black extraterrestrial? Building up to it. You're right, I gotta make this quick. I forgot how short these videos have to be. Okay, so when we get back to the subject of this bomb dropping and everything, shortly after that bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, actually those 2 bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Then all of a sudden, America did an operation. It's on YouTube, Operation Paperclip, and they ran to Germany, and they got all of the German scientists, and the German scientists that they had, turned over to America or let defect to America, whatever they want to call it. They came here and they were able with their science to get men into space. But what men did they put into space? This can't be a lot. They put European men or European type men. Remember, just because Europeans come and occupy America, they're still Europeans. That's who they are. There's no disrespect. You can't take a German Shepherd dog and another German Shepherd dog and put them in America and now they become American German Shepherds. No, those breeds are indigenous to Germany. Those are German Shepherds. That's just like saying if you take them same two dogs, you know, a male and female German Shepherd, and you put them in the oven, what you gonna call they babies? Biscuits? Hell nah. Them babies is German Shepherds. So here we go again. So these European nations are gathered together, you know? So now, you know, the rumor is Hitler escapes and goes someplace or whatever. And that's another video for another time. But then there was a famous naval aviator who stated that he went to Antarctica. And, you know, when he went to Antarctica, or first he went to the North Pole, and then he found out, he discovered, you know, that there were some beings there. And these beings that he discovered there, he states were in inner Earth. Yeah, we know who this brother is. You know, everybody know who he is. It's a famous naval aviator. He basically says that he comes back to his command reports what goes on and what he saw, and they said they basically want him to go there and get them. Now, some rumors is he saw Germans, right? But we're going to show you by his own statement it wasn't the Germans. Okay, so when he went back to get the technology, they said whatever these beings was, they had far greater and more advanced technology than we have to this day. He said their craft was even coming through the ice. The guy's name is Admiral Richard Byrd. You can look his story up. Naval Aviator Admiral Richard Byrd. He might be listed as Rear Admiral because he had got promoted after one of his excursions. Okay, so now he comes back to America. He says, we don't have to worry about Germany. We have to worry about beings that have the ability to fly from pole to pole in a matter of minutes. Now, I'm not saying these was black extraterrestrials. All I'm saying is that the Hitler scientists said they can't take all the credit for getting the man into space because they say they were helpful people or helped by people of other worlds. What are these? These are extraterrestrials. Okay, on this planet right now, you could take, like I said in another video, you could take a black man and put him with any type of woman. She could be Chinese, Japanese, Korean. She could be European from any part of Europe. And that baby that's going to be produced between that black man and that other person or other human being is going to be black. And vice versa. You could take the black woman and put her with any other being on this planet. And I don't care if the black woman's a light black woman. And you put her with a Caucasian man, or you put her with a Chinese man, or you put her with any other man besides black, and that baby is going to come out with the attributes of a black person, and it's going to be considered black because the genes in that person, in that baby, are going to be dominated by the black gene. Now, what this got to do with black extraterrestrial? Well, here we go again. I hate to stomp the brother in the ground, so I'm going to be as gracious as I can. We look at brother Corey Good, David Wilcock, and this other guy, you know, that famous surgeon that they all follow, and they refuse to talk about black extraterrestrials. So that should let you know something. If it's a secret, then you're not going to talk about it. Now, after my video, Corey Good puts out several videos. Now, I'm not saying I'm attributing to my video. I'm just saying after that point, so you can't say that I'm piggybacking off his work. But one of his later videos basically states that the cosmos itself is inundated with black extraterrestrial beings. And now, if we know that black can produce all the other colors, what would make it different in space on another planet? Even our philosophy say as above so below, and vice versa. So here we go. So now we look at the whole planet is basically have the European power is together, but they appear to be separate because it's a secret. I come from the hood, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie to you. If I'm in a club and it's 3, 4, 5 of my people, and I see, or we see one of us get into a little jam, you know, with somebody outside and we can't talk it out, we're gonna crowd around that person and act as if we're not even with them. Why? Because we probably outnumbered and we need to keep our numbers secret in that war. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. We look at this current COVID-19 thing. I didn't even want to say it, but we look at this and we look at how these Chinese people are treating these black people who have nothing to do with this COVID-19. We're in the house. We trying to take care of our babies. We trying to survive. We ain't got nothing to do with no COVID-19. We didn't produce that. Okay? They know who produced it, but yet they treating black people as if they're animals, putting them out of their homes and their apartments, won't let them get food, won't let them in McDonald's, but then they let these other people walk all in there who they know carry that stuff. We usually find a place, settle in, and that's it. But as far as these black extraterrestrials, just look at all your prophets. And we look at all the angels. They never described them as being European-like. They were only drawn like that. Okay? If you look at my Starcrrest The G logo, or whatever you want to call it, or pin up, or whatever they call it, you'll see that that's a black man from the Bible. Yeah. Yeah. That's Yeshua. And they know it because white people painted that. Alright, but anyway, again, we're going to go into the subject a little more. Black extraterrestrial. Well, we know for fact that it's stated even in your religious book, the Bible, it says how the Creator created a man and put him on the planet Earth, put him in the garden, which was located on the planet Earth. So again, if this man does not come from the planet Earth, if he was just placed here, then he is an extraterrestrial, or he is at least what we would consider an alien. Even the God of the Bible, he doesn't come from the earth. He created the earth. You can't come from what you created. Your creation comes from you. This would make him, in definition, an alien. Now, we're going to say, where does he live? Oh, we want to talk about that. Well, this would make him extraterrestrial, outside of our terrestrial. Not extra from our terrestrial point in time, but from his. You see? They describe the gods as being men. They describe them as having clothing. They describe them as not being of and from this earth. Therefore, they are extraterrestrials. But what makes them black? What makes the God of the Bible black? Okay, real simple. The God that we have in the Bible is stated to have created the first man and placed him in the garden. The garden had 4 rivers, and they ran around the whole land of Ethiopia. Now, those rivers don't run around Europe. Ethiopia is in Africa. So therefore, this first man that was created by the Creator was placed in Africa. That don't mean nothing. You can have 2 Europeans or whatever go to Africa and they can have a baby, and we can call them Africans. But the thing is, this first man that was created, according to the Bible, was created after the likeness and image of the Creator. Not just the likeness. We can tap dance around the likeness all day, because likeness could mean attributes of, you do things sort of similar, things like that. But image, how do we get around that, folks? So therefore, if this black man was first, and we know the black man was the oldest man on the planet. He's the first man on the planet. You can argue all you want, but anthropologists won't argue this with you. They'll just look at you like you're a fool, like you don't know. We gotta, really check this stuff out. So now here we go. Again, this black man was placed in Africa. Wow, but he was made after the likeness and the image of God himself. You see? So if we look like and have attributes of or like God himself, we're not truly the creator on this planet. But when you see us, you see God. And God don't come from this planet. And neither do we, because if we did all that Big Bang stuff, us coming from the mud, And coming from amoebas and single cell organisms would be, not a theory anymore. We come straight from the creator himself. Now, it's time, like the Bible says, look not forward to the coming of the Son of God, but look forward to the coming of the Son of Man, for he comes from the east. And if you come from the east, where are you? You're other than the east. You're not in the east. Where's Africa? East and Central East, actually. So, do they mean you're going to physically come from the east? Or do they mean when you come into your right mind, black man and black woman, and recognize who you are and do your research? There's no way that the black man and black women of this planet, no matter where they were on this planet originally, making pyramids, having running water, electricity as they call it, but it really was orgone energy, my brothers and sisters. Look it up. But there's no way after 3 generations before that they had records of just the Stone Age. How do we get 3 generations from the Stone Age and build complex cities like the pyramids in Giza, like the Olmec Mayan pyramids in South America, like the pyramids in North America? Yeah, we got pyramids in North America as well. If you want to find a pyramid, follow the ley lines of the planet. You'll end up running into one. Okay? They got pyramids in California. You understand? But you can't contribute that to Europeans. They got pyramids only 100 meters off the coast of Japan. And we know the Japanese are famous for being fishermen. But you can't contribute those pyramids in Japan to the Japanese. So these people who came and settled this planet would have to be extraterrestrials. Yeah, a lot of people are jealous of us. And you could understand, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And whoever believed in him, now, you could say that's his son, or you could take that text as whoever believed in God himself shall not perish but have everlasting life. I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I'm just trying to tell you straight up and down that when we deal with this extraterrestrial situation and they want to pull the wool over your eyes and tell you that you got to worry about these little gray men and you got to worry about these little green guys and these reptilian guys. In all actuality, they may have reptilians, but who is on top of all of that? It's the creator. Okay? Now the creator created us in his likeness and image on this planet. So whether there's multiple creators or not, again, I'm not trying to push religion. I believe there's only one creator. But, and there's a bunch of makers. But you can believe what you want to believe. But as far as this planet goes, as far as in this dispensation in time, the extraterrestrial presence is already here. It's the black man and the black woman. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. What do you think the song Swing Low Sweet Chariot was about? Chariots didn't go high in the sky. Well, you have to say swing low sweet chariot to carry me home. Our people knew where we came from. We know we come from the stars. Every black group of people, you talking about early man, will not tell you that they just came from some lesser animal. We came from the stars. And they cover this information up the best they can. In America, when they found that information out, what they do? They locked up the Grand Canyon because they found the cave with that information in it. And not just information, artifacts, which would be more like evidence that we don't come from here. They found mounds in North, South, and Central America with our artifacts. Matter of fact, they found the artifacts and made the mounds to bury these artifacts because they were too heavy for these people to move. Okay? How many of you black people know for fact when you put your mind to something, it's done? That sets us apart from other people. You put us in the projects, what we do in the projects? We survive there, but we do more than survive. We live, and some of y'all don't understand the difference between living and surviving. Okay? We make dreams happen. Nobody thought about dunking that basketball because nobody had the vision, because they knew they didn't have the ability. They had to train. But we got Dr. J running down the court back in the days. Earl of Pearl Monroe, Dave the Busher. These was gods. Or these was people made in the image of God and the likeness of God. You understand? We got Jim Brown. Oh, he was a great football player. Nah, my brothers and sisters, he played a white sport. He played lacrosse. Do your math. Look it up. Okay? So now, again, there are white extraterrestrials. We know that. And there may be some that look oriental. We know that. But you gotta understand, again, like I said, none of them would never exist without us. At least on this planet, we know our DNA can create all the other DNAs on the planet. Basically, not the DNA, but the hues or the colors or the type of people. We can go from black, bottom of the shoe, tar black, to white. What other group of people on this planet can do that without interference of our genes? None. So, again, it's even scarier because now everybody gotta wear a mask and stuff. You understand? We wearing masks, worrying about this COVID-19 stuff. I don't want to talk about that because I believe that you should always speak positively, and if it's something negative, don't let it be a thought in your mind, because the mind is powerful. So again, I'm gonna end you with this as far as us being black extraterrestrials. They try their best to hold us down and they can't. No matter what we touch, it turns to gold, believe it or not. So the only thing they can do is turn us against ourselves. And we fall victim to that. You know, we killing each other every day for nothing. You know, we want to show forth the power, but all we got to do is stick together. And there's a famous passage out of the Bible where it describes a ship. And this ship in the Bible, as it's described, has a cargo. And the cargo is fire. And the target, you can look this up. All you Bible people, look it up. The target of the ship is those who kept people in captivity for 400 years. This is pre-described. Only a God can do that. You understand? And this proves they not talking about a boat on the water with no fire in the belly of it. They talking about a boat coming from the sky. They're talking about the vehicles, or a vehicle that is used by what we would call extraterrestrials. So don't fool yourself. Don't play the game and try to act as if, you know, you can play that. You can play that oh, I don't know, we should all get along and all that. You're right. We should all get along. But the good book says, if someone offends you, turn the other cheek. The Quran says, transgress only against those who transgress against you. So again, my brothers and sisters, I hope you got something from this. Black extraterrestrials are here. This is why every time you look at a black person, you can never really say we got one particular makeup, and it ain't got nothing to do with white people. Before white people even came on the planet, we had all different types of black people. We had the Twa. You understand? We had the Doggone tribe. We had the Egyptians. We had the Hebrews or the Israelites. We had all different types of black people on this planet. So I'm not saying that black extraterrestrials come from one planet. I understand the Nibiru theory. I understand when they talk about Yakub, inner earth, and all of that stuff. But I overstand that there are many types of black extraterrestrials and you see them every day. Now maybe they were struck with a blow to the head that rendered them dead, and somebody gotta grab them and raise them to the human perpendicular. Alright, again, stay safe, y'all. You know, like I said, shout out to my boy Darrell, Red Gold Legend, aka Rel Tunes. Check him out, y'all. And shout out, to the brother who I love his logo or his tag, which is Do That G Walk. That's because this is Starcrrest The G saying peace and love, folks. Peace and love.